This is Superintendent Schlosser with some updates as we're moving forward with NTI work. One of the things we've been doing, and we want to celebrate, is that we fed over 4,000 meals last week. But that's going to look a little bit different starting on Wednesday, and that'll be that we will be doing one drop-off at noon, and each child will receive 5 meals, and that will be 5 lunch and 5 breakfast. And the children will actually have 10 meals to take home. Our lunchroom manager, Miss Wheeler, they've done a great job identifying what kinds of meals that we can do that will limit the amount of exposure that folks have, but it will actually put those meals in your hands. And very, very excited about that change under these circumstances. Also with our nurses, there will be a change. Our buildings have been closed. And you may say, well, what about the nurses? Well, we will have an opportunity for you to participate in telehealth. And the phone numbers, you'll see those below, and you'll be able to see those on our website. So very excited about that as an opportunity. Again, this is very out-of-the-box thinking and very non-traditional. And while we're doing very non-traditional teaching and learning, we're trying to look for other non-traditional ways to provide services as well. Also wanted to talk to you about just NTI as well, and that is that NTI has been extended. And today I participated in a conference call with the Commissioner of Education along with other superintendents, and he is asking us to plan for NTI days to actually go through May the 1st. So from now till May the 1st. And so that would mean that there will be additional plans to be made, additional conversations to have with families about what that looks like. Again, that's to plan for NTI to go through May the 1st. Another question that's come up is spring break and feeding. We will plan to feed on Wednesdays just like normal through spring break. That's a conversation of whether we have spring break or we don't have spring break. That'll be a board decision, but as of right now, we can feed our kiddos, and I think that's the number one thing, is that we can feed our kids. Another really important thing is our staff. Our staff will continue to work, and that's going to look very different. It's going to look not like something that we see. And that's all of our staff. Our custodians are cleaning. We're answering questions. If you have a phone call, please make sure you call the building. Leave a voicemail. Those voicemails will be routed to the appropriate folks. If you have an issue with technology, we're still going to be available to help. Again, make those phone calls to those point of contacts. They will walk you through the process. Our library media specialists, they're doing an amazing job with that. But if there's something they can't do, we've got a great team for our technology. They'll be so happy to help you. I know this is a big change, and it seems like every time I do one of these videos, something else has changed. And I would think that we feel the exact same way at our houses as well. But there's some things that haven't changed for Marion County Public Schools, and that is that we have a team of dedicated staff members. In all areas, whether that's your custodians, bus drivers, maintenance, support staff, teachers, principals, board members. You've got a great group of folks that are committed to ensuring that your child will be educated during this process. That's very, very important. You've got a great group of folks that are going to make sure that your children are receiving the opportunity to have a delicious meal. And the USDA is constantly coming up with waivers. Who knows what that may look like? Right now we're doing 5 days. I'm not sure what that'll look like in the future, but we're going to stay up to date on those kinds of things. An elephant in the room is a lot of folks are asking about prom and graduation. What I want you to know is that our guidance. Of course, there would be something pop up on my screen there. Our guidance is all coming from the governor's office, the commissioner's office, CDC, and USDA when it comes to food. So when we're making these kinds of decisions, it's either based on a recommendation or a mandate. If we're given enough time, we like to problem solve and figure out creative ways to address that. But again, when we say that things are going to look different and feel different, we are looking at what the expectations are. And so when it comes to things like prom and graduation, I mean, that will really just depend on where we are in Kentucky, what the governor's recommendation is in regards to gatherings will be. You know, the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to promise things and then not be able to follow through. There's nobody, I think, that's sitting here today that doesn't really wish that we were back doing the things that we normally do and we weren't planning all those kinds of things. But I think that we would all agree that all of us want our communities, our families, and our friends to be safe and healthy. And so for right now, the most important thing we can do is follow through and finish our NTI work. Another big rumor around is emergency days, that we're not going to have to make up these days. NTI work, that is making up those days. We've not been given a waiver to not complete schoolwork. They are giving us a waiver to actually have as many NTI days as we need. Traditionally, we only receive 10 of those, but we actually now have as many as 30 if we choose to use those. And obviously, this is a great way to continue learning in some very unusual circumstances. So as we move forward, I will continue to update you. I don't want to inundate you with a number of, emails and videos over and over, but I do want to keep you informed as changes come our way. There's several opportunities for you to ask questions, and by all means, ask. If we have the answer, we'll provide those, and if we don't have the answer, we will seek the guidance needed. So with that being said, my fingers are crossed that the sun will shine, it'll warm up, we'll see some springtime weather, and more importantly is that we will get through this coronavirus journey season as quickly as possible and return to normal. But in the meantime, Marion County Public Schools, we're here for you. We're here for your children. We're here for our students. We want to be a part of making this as positive as possible. So please be safe. I hope everyone's healthy, and if you need us, just let us know. Thanks so much.